All right, everybody, as always, highlighting a couple of points on the riders meeting. First of all, have your rider up there with plenty of time to go for their moto, ideally 25 to 30 motos ahead. We don't want to have to call for anybody too many times, have anybody miss a moto. Please have your kid know their moto number, or you know their number. Have them up there with plenty of time to roll. Second of all, if your kid goes down on the track, please do not run out there. We know it's tempting to hop the fence and run out when you see a kid go down. Please resist that urge. We have people out on track to help out, and if we need you guys, we will call for you. Last and certainly not least, from the gate to the white 30-foot line, it is illegal to intentionally impede the progress of another rider. Same rule applies coming out of turn 3 all the way to the finish line. Essentially means you can't intentionally move over to shut somebody down. Once again, that applies from the gate to the 30-foot line and from the exit of turn 3 to the finish line. And if I could please have everybody rise and remove your hats for tonight's national anthem. All right, if I could have all corner officials head on over to your spots, finish line getting set up, staging getting set up, getting everybody ready to roll. One more time, corner officials to your spots.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
All right. One more time. All corner officials to your spots. Corner officials to your spots. Balance bikes right on track and rolling. Round one is that my corner official? Perfect. Thank you. No, you're good. You're all good. Man, I'm getting used to looking at my sheet and seeing like 5 motos of balance bikes on a Friday. It's really, really cool. We're good.
Attention.
Moto 1 is down. Went half track on round number 1. We'll
Okay, riders,
go the whole first round. Everybody will run half track once. Then we'll load them back up on the gate. They'll go again full track on moto number 2. Pretty good shot out of Kate's on the outside, but it looks like it's all Luca Blas out of the middle of the pack. Going to get a pretty good shot into turn number 1. Oh, that's not Raven. That's Ava. I thought I had my number plate straight. I did not. God, Bloss and Bradshaw are running 1 and 2 down through the second straightaway. You guys got to go faster. You got to go faster. 692 back to the 3-spot. Grant Perrier. They're going to go 1, 2, and 3. Going to go Bloss, Bradshaw, and Perrier 1, 2, and 3. That's how they're going to go across half track in round number 1. We are also currently in the middle of our, not only is it our balance bikes, this is also our parents' physical education portion of the night as well. And I'm doing a little advertising for concessions at the same time out here. Oh. Are we just going to run a full lap, dude? I guess so. You might as well go all the way to the line, I guess, right? You're good. Go across the line and then go back up. I was like, okay.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
I don't have a moto sheet with me. Here, you guys got to go this way. That way. I believe this is our final rack of balance bikes for round number 1. They're going half track now, and then we'll move the cones out of the way and then we'll full track on the next couple of gate drops.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Main events for balance bikes coming out of coming out of turn one all the way back to the stripe. Oh, we got a blank number plate out in front, and I see a smiling itch nod in front. That's weird. Where's the music, Christy says. Where's the music? Dad's like, I'm getting it. He said, give me a second. I have no idea who the riders out in front are. They're going so fast, and they don't even have a number plate, so I don't even know who I'm looking at. It's a shame. There's the music. Ow.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Here comes Bradshaw and Bloss out on the 1-2 down through the second straightaway. They're going full track this time around. Ava got a little bit of an edge, couple of bike lanes. Luca trying to make up that ground as we go through the second corner. 3 and 4 playing a little bit of catch up all the way back home. Nice close racing out of these balance bikes as we go down through the rhythm section. Luca Bloss inching up just a little bit closer, but it's all Ava Bradshaw. A little peek over the shoulders. We head through the rollers, trying to maintain the gap. Here comes Bloss on the inside line, trying to find a way on up to the one spot. Side by side into turn number 3. There goes Bloss going on by. Going to go Bloss Bradshaw 1-2 in and out of the third and final corner.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
Luca, you ain't out of the woods yet. You got to go.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
It's all Grant Perrier leading them down through that third straightaway, stretching out a little bit of a gap. 2, 3, 4, and 5 super close as we go over that triple down through the third straightaway. Grant still got a pretty comfy lead as we go in and out of the third and final corner. Last rack of balance bikes on a Friday. Make a little bit of noise for them, ladies and gentlemen. Cheer them on all the way back home. I know you guys can get louder than that. There we go. There we go. All the way back to me. Grant's going to grab up the one spot. Oh, hands off the bars. You got to keep your hand on before you can get to the line. There we go. Grant's going to come across with the one spot. I feel like Jim Riley sitting out here. Anybody who's listening to Jim announce a whole lot, he'll sit down on the finish line with his microphone on, and you can hear him taking a drink of his water. You can hear him messing with his clipboard, messing with his sheets. I don't know if he knows his microphone has an off button, honestly.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Gate is down to moto number 6. First rack of Lady Cruisers. First moto out here on a Friday night. Well, they're not 1 to 4 balance bikes, and they're not 3 balance bikes. There we go. Queen G sitting out for a That's Abernathy got Carroll and Wallace right there, close, hanging back 2-3 total points racing on this one. They're going to do it like this all night long. Still Purple Heart Racing colors to Abernathy coming all the way out of turn 3, all the way back home. That's how it's going to go back to the stripe, picking up a low point. Going to go Abernathy, Carroll, and Wallace out of moto number 6.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Seven is the moto number. 9-year-old cruisers got Holt, Hale, Penny, Bailey, Bowie, and Holly. Got Bailey and Bowie out on the 1-2, followed up by the Spear of Holt and Sawyer Penny running 3-4. Down through the second straightaway. Juicebox trying to hold a little bit of an edge. Here comes the freight train of Bowie trying to run down that first spot. We're taking 2 riders on out to a main event. Penny and Holt doing a little bit of elbow rubbing in and out of that third and final corner. Bowie trying to find a way on up to the 1 spot. Not quite going to have enough for Juicebox all the way back home. Penny trying to move on up to the top 2. Ooh, Bailey and Bowie grabbing up those transfer spots, I believe, out of moto number 7. 8 is the moto number. 10-year-old cruisers got Noteboom, Hawthorne, and Harves in that order down through the second straightaway. Ad Astra colors and Noteboom stretching it on out just a little bit. Hawthorne took a peek at that inside line in turn number 2. Didn't quite have enough to make the move stick. Let's see if Harves got anything for Hawthorne down through the 3 straightaway. Total points racing on this one. They're going to do it like this all night long. Harves and Hawthorne got a little bit of a battle going on back to the 2-3, but it's all back to Noteboom. All the way back to me out of Olathe, Kansas. Going to go Noteboom, Hawthorne, Harves. 1, 2, and 3 out of motor number 8. 9's the moto number. Got Olsen and Schwartz out on the 1-2. Slow-mo back to the 3 spot. Taking 2 riders on out to a main event out of this one. Got Schlotzauer, Watson, Olsen, Schwartz, Harris, and Neal.
Okay, riders, random start.
Beckett, did you go down, or are you just playing around back there?
Ready, watch the gate.
I think he's good. All the way back to a Schwartz putting on a little bit of a charge. Going to go Olsen and Schwartz grabbing up your transfer spots out of moto number 9. 10 is a moto number. 41 to 45-year-old cruisers got Abernathy, Kepka, and Brown. Got Purple Heart Racing colors out on the now. Looking like Brown and Abernathy out 1 and 2 right now. Koepka back to the 3 spot. Total points racing on this one. Once again, they're going to do it like this all night long. Abernathy trying to find a way on by as we come in and out of turn number 3.
Random start.
All the way back home, coming back to the stripe, looking for low points out of round number 1. Going to go Brown for a low point. Abernathy grabbing up a deuce. Koepka for a 3. Get loud for them, ladies and gentlemen. 500 novices are out on track. Got 3 racks of them once again. Semi-main events on a Friday. Got Howell, Campbell, Bennett, Franklin, Cates, and Shingleton. Believe we got Enoch Shingleton sitting out of the 1 spot as we come down through the 2 straightaway. Yep, 468 by that Shingleton. Followed up by, I believe that's Ford Howell back to the spot. Bennett on the 3. As we come in and out of turn number 2, still Shingleton and Ford Howell out running 1 and 2, taking 2 riders on out to a semi-main event. Bennett and Piper trying to find a way on up into the mix. Franklin going to come on by for the 3 spot, see if she can find a way on up to the top 2. That's who's going to a semi-main event. Everybody else got to come back for round 2. Low line out of Howell playing a little defense. Here comes Piper Franklin side by side all the way back to the line. Meanwhile, Shingleton going to grab up the 1st spot. Piper Franklin going to come on by for the 2nd transfer spot, out of motor number 11.
Watch the gate.
12 is the motor number. More 500 novice. Got Harves, Hall, Welch, Kilberg, Malone, and Tarpening. Pretty good shot out of Princess Piper Harves, but Cabo Hall and Madden Kilberg trying to find a way on by. They're going to come around 1 and 2 in and out of turn number 1. Cabo Hall taking a low line, going to come out first. That's Kasem Hall sitting down on the 1 spot. Kilberg on the outside trying to find a way on up. Ruby and Piper doing a little bit of battle on the 3-4. That's Tarpening and Harves. Harves sliding on up to the 3 spot. Tarpening trying to find a way around the outside. Here comes Piper Harves. She took 2 for 1. Went on by Kilberg and Tarpening both in turn number 2. She's got the whole wide world coming after her down through the 3rd straightaway. Still Hall sitting out of the 1 spot. A little bit of a comfy lead. Harves back to the 2. Kilberg trying to find a way on up into the mix. Kilberg going to have to tuck it on back for a 3. Try to make it a drag race all the way back to the stripe. We lost Ruby over there in turn number 3. She's back up on her feet. Kilberg trying to make it close all the way back to the line. 2 going to a semi-main event. Kasem Hall going to get a spot. And Princess Piper Harves going to get a spot out of motor number 12. 13's a motor number. 500 novice. Last rack of them. Got Brazy, Gwen, Bronson, Holly, and Campbell. I need you guys to let Ruby hear you over there in turn 3. I don't know if she knows the crowd can hear her yet. Take a look. We got Brazy back to the 2 spot. It's all Callum Bronson sitting out front right now. Bronson, Brazy, Holly out running 1, 2, and 3. Mayhem River Campbell back to the 4 spot, taking 2 riders once again on out to a semi-main event. Everyone else got to come back for round number 2. All the way back home. Bronson stretching it on out just a little bit. Haven't seen this kid in a little bit. Comes back just as fast as he was before. Going to go Bronson and Brazy are running 1 and 2. And your transfer spots out of 13. There you go. Ruby's back up and pedaling as well. Going to finish it out. I think we tend to forget a lot of times. They're racing for wins, but these kids are also like children. Like little kids out here pedaling bikes. It's pretty darn cool. You guys see why it's beneficial when parents volunteer? People who just volunteer and don't have kids don't know how to get loud and stop crowds.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
All right. 6-year-old novices out on track. 14 is motor number guy. Katie, Morrison, Hall, Peterson, Jackson, and Collin. Pretty good shot out. I believe that's Evelyn Katie on the inside line. Peterson on the outside, followed up by Carter Jackson. In and out of turn number 1. Peterson sliding on back to a 3 spot. Still got Katie sitting out on the 1 spot. Here comes the charge on the inside line. New rider sliding on by. Got Peterson back to the 3 spot. Jackson back to the 4. Katie all over the back wheel of the leader as we come in and out of turn number 3.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders.
377 ride sitting out front right now. Camden Collin going to grab up that first transfer spot all the way back to me, followed by Evelyn Katie. Top 2 out of motor number 14. 15 is the motor number. First rack, a 7-year-old novice. Katie Johnson to staging. Katie Johnson to staging. 7 novice got Davis, Welch, Bailey, Eulery, Bunja, and Franklin. Looking like Eulery and Franklin out on the 1-2, followed up by Bailey and Welch. Taking 2 riders on out to a main event out of this one. Still Beckham, Eulery, and Avery Franklin sitting out on the 1-2. Bailey trying to hold off a charge out of Welch, but it's only top 2 going to a main event out of this one. 3, 4, 5 doing some battle. Welch trying to hold off a charge for the 4 spot. Going to hold on to the 4 coming out of the final corner, but it's all Eulery and Franklin coming back to me. Avery Franklin and Nacho Eulery grabbing up your transfer spots out of motor number 15. Katie Johnson to staging. Last call, Katie Johnson to staging. All right, final call one more time. Katie Johnson to staging. Katie Johnson to staging. Last call. Needs you up in the gate right now. Got her? Yes, if you have not, we don't emphasize this quite enough. If your rider misses their first round, they are not done for the day. They are still more than welcome to show up for round number 2. If they qualify at round 2, they still get to race their main event. If you miss round number 1, not the end of the world. Just make sure you show up for round number 2. That's the one that'll determine whether or not your rider qualifies into their main event or semi-main event or whatever qualifier follows. As long as you show up for round number 2, that's the one that matters.
Okay, riders, random start.
And parents, one more quick reminder to please have your kids up to staging with ample time if you can. Meanwhile, gate is down on the second rack. A 7-year-old novice. 6 is the motor number. Got Lynn, Rao, Johnson, Kohler, and Gwen. Lynn got a pretty good shot on the outside, but it's a rider on the inside line. Might grab up the lead as we come in and out of turn number 1. Side by side. Lost 1 in turn number 1. Going to get him picked on up right away. 884 ride sitting out front, slamming the door shut in the face of Lynn. That's Katie Johnson sitting out front on this one. Got Johnson, Rao, Lynn, 1, 2, and 3. Braxton Rao trying to find his way up into the mix as well. Elbows are locking. Rao just about. Johnson's down. Rao's down. Get up, get up, get up. Braxton's up, Katie's up. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. It's all Layla Lynn sitting out front now as we come in and out of turn number 3. Battling for the lead. Things get aggressive. Doesn't always go your way. Both of them are back up on their feet, thankfully, right there. Braxton, we lose a shoe? Your shoe come off? Coming all the way back to the line on that one. That was Layla Lynn and the 39 ride Isabella Gwynn grabbing up your transfer spots out of motor number 16. Man, oh man.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Gate is down on motor number 17. 8-year-old novice got Camilla Lawrence, Ryan Tarpening, Riker Tarpening, Vivian Deal, Hunter Hodges, Johnny Melman, and Dean Morrison. Pretty good shot out of Hardcore Realty Colors in and out of turn 1. I see Deal taking the outside line to pull on up to the 2 spot. It's all the 698 ride. That's Hunter Hodges sitting out front right now. Got Hodges, Deal, and I believe that. Ooh. There you go. Still Hodges, Deal, 203 ride. That's Dean sitting back to the 3 spot. Dean Morrison.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
3 riders going on out to a main event out of this one. Still all the way back to me. Hodges going to grab up a spot in the main event. Vivian Deal going to grab up a spot in the main event. And a little bit of battle going on for the 4 spot, but it's all Dean Morrison grabbing up that 3rd and final transfer spot out of motor number 17. 18 is the motor number. 9-year-old novice got Nokasi Belcher, Alamano, Aldo and Hall, Kyson Parker, and Colleen Beanie Welch. Nokasi Belcher sitting out front on this one as we come in and out of turn number 2. Got Belcher, Parker, and Hall, 1, 2, and 3. Got Lamano and Welch back to the 4, 5. Taking 2 riders on out to a main event out of this one as we go in and out of the 3rd and final corner. Hall is trying to find a way on up past Parker. Got a little bit of a drag race coming back to the stripe for the 2nd spot, but it's all Nokasi Belcher wire to wire on this one. Going to go Belcher. And Hardcore Realty Colors of Kyson Parker grabbing up that 2nd spot out of motor number 18. 19 is the motor number. I believe it Campbell got the door slammed shut as we go in and out of turn number 1. Got Schellenberg, Campbell, King, Carlton, Smilenich, and Johnson. Got Dylan King and Lily Campbell sitting out on the 1, 2 right now. 624 ride. That's Blake Johnson on the 614. Back to the 3 spot as we come in and out of turn number 2. Still King Campbell out on the 1-2. E-Money and Smileness trying to do a little bit of shopping, find a way on by Johnson. Not
Attention.
anything going on right now. Johnson still hanging back to the 3 spot, but we're only taking 2 on out to a main event. All the way back, Jimmy. Still King and Campbell stretching it out just a little bit. Whole lot of charge out of Johnson and Carlton. Not quite going to have enough in round number 1. Lily Campbell and Dylan King going out of motor number 19. 20 is a motor number. 11-year-old novice once again got Flores, Laney, Rogers, Malone, and Eulery. Guy, Eulery, and Rogers sitting out front right now. Laney back to the 3 spot. Followed up by Malone and Flores. Still Lando Eulery sitting out front right now. Got the Hunter Rogers right in the hip pocket trying to find a way up into the mix. Zach Laney trying to move up to the top 2 because we're only taking 2 on out to a main event out of this one. In and out of the 3rd and final corner all the way back to us. Still Lando Eulery doing it for the Donut Factory all the way back to the line. Going to go Eulery and the Hunter Rogers out of motor number 20. 21's motor number 12-year-old novice got the map. Conklin, Kepka, Lester, Lopez, DeWart, and Franklin off. Franklin had a whole shot brewing, tucked the front end as we come in and out of turn number 1. Got to get him checked out. Hayden's back up on his feet. Got Lester and Kepka out on the 1-2. Lopez, DeWart trying to find a way on up into the mix. Here comes an inside line. Lopez, DeWart pulled a little bit of break. Still came out with the 2 spot. Got Kepka and Conklin trying to find a way on up to the top 2. Kepka fighting back on the outside line. Antonio Lopez DeWart trying to hold off a charge from the whole wide world to hold on to that 2nd spot. Hayden's back up on his feet all the way back to the line. Jackson Lester going to get a spot in the main event. And Antonio Lopez DeWart going to hold on for a spot in the main event.
Attention.
Hayden,
Okay,
y'all good?
Random start.
Y'all good, Hayden?
Riders ready. Watch the gate.
He said, yeah. 22 is the motor number 11-year-old, 13-year-old novice guy, Visnich, Ostrom, Dill Piggle, Harris, and Skaggs. Got Skaggs and Ostrom out on the 1-2 right now. Dill Piggle trying to find a way on up to the 3 spot, but it's all Visnich on the 3. Single file down through the 2nd straightaway. Still Skaggs, Ostrom. Now Dill Piggle, Harris sliding on up to the 3 spot. Ostrom doing a little shopping and a slide on up to the 1 spot as we come in and out of turn number 2. Got Ostrom and Skaggs 1 and 2 right now. Skaggs going to try to find an inside line. Ostrom playing a little bit of defense as we go in and out of turn number 3. Skaggs thought about it, going to have to settle on back for a 2 spot. We're only taking 1 rider on out to a main event. Skaggs trying to put a little bit of pressure, but Ostrom turned on the jets and is gone right now. Going to go Ostrom for that 1 and only transfer spot out of 22. 23 is motor number 14-year-old novice. Got Malone, Laney, and the smooth operator, a Wise. Smooth operator. Okay. Adam Wise grabbing up a whole shot right now. State 5 doing it for the Purple Heart Racing crew. Got Wise and Laney out on the 1-2. Malone back to the 3 spot. Single file once again. Total points on this one. They're going to do it like this all night long, racing for low points for the overall at the end of the night.
Ready. Watch the gate.
In and out of turn number 3 all the way back home. Grabbing up a low point under round number 1. Going to go the smooth operator, a Wise, grabbing up the 1 spot. Blake Laney going to come on home for the 2. Malone for a 3 out of motor number 23. 24, moving on up to the intermediate class. Got Tonga, Miller, Daly, and Combs. The Hulk sitting out front right now. Kane Combs doing it for the Bicycle Shack crew. Got Tonga and Miller in the hip pocket. Daly back to the 4 spot. Taking 1 rider on out to the main event out of this one. Single file as we come in and out of turn number 2. Little peek over the shoulder for Combs, trying to see how much room he's got over Tonga. It's not much, about a bike lane separating them as we go in and out of the rhythm section. Entering turn number 3. Miller and Daly trying to find a way on up as well. Tonga putting all kinds of pressure on. See if he can grab up a transfer at round number 1. Here comes Miller coming on by for the 2 spot, but it's all Kane Combs grabbing up your 1 and only transfer. .25 is a motor number. 7-year-old intermediates. Got G-Money, Tune, Jackson Smilenich, Emmett Hall, and Jace Werlich. Got Hall and G-Money sitting out on the 1-2 right now, followed up by Werlich and Jackson Smilenich. In and out of turn number 3, stretching it way on out is Emmett Hall, taking 1 rider on out to a main event. Hall got feet off the pedals. A little too much airtime, Emmett. We've been saying it for weeks now. Didn't quite bite him on that one. Still going for the transfer spot. Keep it on 2 wheels for the main event, will you, dude? 26 is the motor number now. 9-year-old intermediates got Hall, Watson, Miracle, Hale, Campbell, and Unerstall. The Hall stretching it way on out as we come out of turn number 2. Got Miracle and Watson back to the 2-3. Unerstall trying to find a way on up to the top 3. We're only taking 2 riders on out to a main event. The Delegator of Watson and Wild West trying to find a way on up to the top 2. Miracle sitting on the 2 spot right now. The Delegator might have had an opening right there. Chose not to take it as we come in and out of turn number 3. Miracle trying to hold off the whole wide world. It's all Fetty Hall grabbing up 1 transfer spot. And Axel Miracle going to hold on to that 2nd transfer spot out of 26. 27's motor number 10. Intermediates got Dobbs, Deal, Olson, Stewart, and Duval. Big Mac and Team Money sitting out on the 1-2 right now. Got Dobbs, Olson, and Deal running 2, 3, and 3, 4, and 5. Dobbs moving on up to the 2 spot. Team Money got a little bit of elbow love right there as we come out of turn number 2 down through the section.
Okay, riders.
Big Mac stretching it on out, doing it for the Purple Heart Racing crew coming out of Blue Springs, Missouri. Lost Olson, just about lost Team Money. Deal avoiding a little bit of carnage right there, but it's all Big Mac and Taylor Dobbs grabbing up your transfer spots all the way to the stripe. What the heck happened there? Lost Conklin over there in turn number 1, trying to get him picked up. We move on over to 28. 11 Intermediates got Bass, Barker, Lamano, Conklin, Curley, Lakey, and Davidson. Got Barker and Davidson out on the 1-2 right now, followed up by Curley, Lamano, Benny the Jet, and the Bullet Bill. Conklin's back up, lost a visor, give him a hand. Hunter's back up, getting Lily Olson checked out over there in turn number 3. We're getting 3 riders moving on out to the main event out of this one. Those spots going to go to Brady Barker, Corbin Davidson, and Chase Mode Curley. All right, Hunter crosses the line. Gary Blake to staging. Oh, never mind, got him. Lily's back up on her feet as well. Ooh, am I on? My mic is on. I thought I turned it off. Who are we waving to? I can wave to him as well. Hi, Zoe. Are you good, Ben?
Attention.
Okay, riders. Random start.
Lily's going to finish it on out.
Is ready. Watch the gate.
29's motor number 12 Intermediates got Wise, Nash, Velasquez, Johnson, and Johnson. Oh, their names are actually at the end of the moto sheet this time, and I didn't make a joke about it. Now I can't do it because I've already said it. Got Velasquez and A.J. Johnson outrunning 1 and 2. Coming out of turn number 1, got Wise, London Johnson, and the Gladiator, Nash, 3, 4, and 5. 2 riders going on out to a main event, looking like Velasquez and A.J. Johnson outrunning 1 2 right now. Wise doing a little bit of shopping, see if he can move on up in the program a little bit early.
Watch the gate.
Top 2, however, stretching it way on out. Edge Racing and Freaky Fast Colors outrunning 1 2 all the way back to the stripe. That's how it's going to go. Cody Velasquez for a spot in the main event and A.J. Johnson for a spot out of 29. 30's a motor number. Stacked one coming my way. 13 Intermediates got Smile on its Fetch, Belgrave, Penny, Robinson, Odell, and Holt. Got Holt and Belgrave out of 1 2 right now. Kit Kat trying to hold off a charge out of Belgrave and Smile on its outrunning 2 3. 3 riders going on out to a main event out of this one. Got Fetch and Penny trying to find a way on up to the transfer spots. Belgrave all over the back wheel of Holt. Got a good one coming all the way back to the line. This is going to make for a fun main event. I can tell you that right now, all the way back to me. Kit Kat Holt going to get a spot followed up by Belgrave and Smilenich 1, 2, and 3. Looking forward to that main event. 31's a moto out on track. Got La Tortuga Johnson trying to make a move on Skeeter. Going to be Bicycle Check Colors 1, 2. Got Woolery and Johnson out on the 1, 2. Followed up by Blake and Yellowstone Dutton. Woolery holding the inside lines. Matt Daniel trying to find a way on by.
Attention.
You guys don't have to take it easy on him. You know that, right?
Okay, riders. Random start.
Like, I know he's like kind of funny, and we all like laugh at him a bit. No, I'm kidding. All the way back to me. I'll style out a La Tortuga all the way back to the line. Going to go Woolery for your transfer spot out of motor number 31. 32 is motor number 12-year-old experts. Guy Brown, Campbell, and Wellborn. Tatum Top sitting out front right now. Here comes Fly Ride Brown on the inside line trying to find a line in and out of turn number 2. Inside line was there. Not quite. Wellborn going to slam that door shut as we come in and out of turn number 2. Got Wellborn, Brown, and Campbell running 1, 2, 3 single file down through the section as we go into turn number 3. Total points racing on this one. They're going to do it like this all night long, fighting for low points all the way back home. Looks like round number 1 is going to have an ace on the sheet for Wellborn. Tot going to grab up the 1 spot. Fly Rye Brown for the 2. Campbell for the 3 out of motor number 32. 33 is motor number 31 to 40-year-old ladies expert. Guy, Carroll, Abernathy, and Wallace. Abernathy sitting out front right now for the Purple Heart Racing Crew. In and out of turn number 1. Guy, Carroll, and Wallace running 2 and 3. Quick little reminder to everybody. Kona Ice still hanging out there in the parking lot. I can see the lights from about a mile away right here. They're still out there. Shaved ice, snow cones, whatever you want to call it. They're out there all night long.
Attention.
It's not warm, not hot tonight, but it's not cold tonight. Head on over and get you some. The weather's still pretty darn good. Back to the line, going to go Abernathy for a 1 spot. Carroll for a 2. Grandma Mary for a 3 out of 33. Oh, onto Wheels out in the parking lot as well. They're a little less bright, hanging out over there between the ball fields. Head on over and say what's up to Matt and Jeannie as well. Get you some bike parts, protective gear, helmets, frames, tools, any of it. Loose, Holly, Loose, and Shingleton coming out of 34. 7 experts going down through the section. Got Loose, Shingleton, Holly in that order as we go down through the rhythm section. Got Loose doing it for the Freaky Fast crew out of Kearney, Missouri, trying to hold off a charge out of Shingleton all the way back home. Shingleton trying to put on a little bit of pressure all the way back to the line. Going to pull up alongside, not quite enough. Going to go Loose for the ace. Shingleton for the 2. Holly for the 3 out of 34. 35 is the motor number. 9-year-old experts. Got Bailey, Howard, Moorhead, Holt, Jackman, and Bowie. The Freight Train and the Wolverine sitting out 1 and 2 right now. Juicebox Bailey trying to find a way on up into the top 2. Oh, a move being made right there. Jackman sliding on up to the 1 spot. Bowie going to have to play a little bit of catch-up. Going to pull right up to the rear wheel, right elbow. I almost said rear elbow. You don't have a front and rear elbow. All the way back to the line, taking 2 riders on out to a main event out of this one. Going to go Jackman and Bowie coming out of 35. 36 in motor number got Campbell, Noteboom, Lynn, and Davidson. Got Davidson and Noteboom running 1 and 2, followed up by Campbell and Lynn. Single file down through the second straightaway. Not total points on this one. Taking 1 rider on out to the main event. Noteboom trying to do a little bit of shopping. Single file as we come out of turn 2, trying to find a way on up into the mix. Going to pull up along the right side. They're going to go side by side as we go in and out of turn number 2. Davidson trying to keep the door shut as we go in and out of turn number 3. Nice and clean through there. It's going to be a drag race all the way back to the stripe. Davidson got a pretty good push out of turn 3. See if Noteboom's got enough. Not quite. Going to go Davidson for the transfer spot out of motor number 36. 37's the moto number. A little bit of air going into turn number 1. Got Looney, Taylor, and Hattie. Haven't seen this kid in a hot minute. Amari Looney came out of a little bit of, can't call it a retirement. He was out for a little less than 2 years, I believe. Came back faster than he left. Got Looney, Hattie, and Taylor out 1 and 1, 2 and 3. Total points on this one. They're going to do it like this all night long. Hattie pulling right up alongside, a little bit of shopping, see if he can get a little fancy down through the third straightaway. Grab up a low point all the way back home. Not quite going to have enough tonight. Going to go Looney, Hattie, and Taylor in that order. Out of 37. 38's the motor number. Got Hingle, Kurritz, and Harris. The Orange Crusher leading them in and out of. Got Hingle, followed up by the Golden Peddler and the Comeback Kid. 1, 2, and 3 out of turn number 2. On to Wheels Colors of the Orange Crusher sitting out front right now. Coming out of Independence, Missouri. Stretching it on out just a little bit as we go in and out of turn number 3. Golden Peddler Harris back to the 2 spot. Comeback Kid Kurritz to the 3. That's how it's going to go all the way back to the line. Going to go Hingle, Harris, and Kurritz out of motor number 38, 1, 2, and 3. 39's motor number 15 experts. Got Deal, Watson, Kennedy, Schwartz, Neal, and Olson. Got the captain sitting out front right now, followed up by Beckett Watson and the Bumblebee of Braden Deal. Out running 1, 2, and 3, followed by Olson, Schwartz, and Slow-Mo Neal. Kennedy stretching it on out through the rhythm section. Deal trying to find a way on by, taking 2 riders on out to a main event. Watson holding on to that spot right now. Deal going to show him a little bit of love, not quite enough to get by. Going to go Watson and Kennedy for your transfer spots out of 39. 40's a moto number. Pretty good one coming back to us. Got Sean Madden and Amir Tolfree. Madden going to slam the door shut in and out of turn number 1. Got Tolfree, Madden, Hoyer, Kelly, Blake, and Velasquez. Got Madden and Tolfree out on the 1-2 right now, followed up by Blake, Velasquez, Kelly, and Hoyer. See if Tolfree can make a little magic happen down through the 3 straightaway, side by side on this one. Going to get right up to the rear wheel. Might have touched tires right there coming in and out of turn number 3. On to Wheels Colors outrunning 1, 2, 3 all the way back to the line. 2 riders going on out to a main event. Going to be Sugar Sean Madden and the speed racer Amir Tolfree, 1 and 2 on that one. 41's a motor number. 26, 35-year-old experts. Guys, Scheiderich, Nash, and McCann. Freaky Fast might have gotten a little bit too heavy on the back wheel right there as we come out of turn number 1, followed by Nash and Scheiderich. Came out a little retirement to race with us on a Friday. Getting a little fancy down through that second straightaway. Still Freaky Fast McCann sitting out front right around. Nag 9 doing it for the Freaky Fast Racing crew. Followed up by Nash for the Purple Heart crew. And Scheiderich sitting on the 3 spot out of Overland Park, Kansas. Prairie Sailor marked on his sheet. Is that the mountain bike sponsor? Said, yep. Back to him. We're going to go McCann, Nash, and Scheidrich. Those of you who don't know him, Jordan's pretty phenomenal on a mountain bike. He just comes out to say hi to those of us mere mortals who ride without suspension over here at Blue Springs BMX. 42 is the moto number 36 40-year-old experts. Got Downtown Brown, Nick Novotny, McLovin, Carroll, and Jason Mercer. Got Downtown Brown and Novotny outrunning 1 and 2 right now, followed up by Carroll and Mercer back to the 3-4. One rider going on out to a main event out of this one. Novotny hanging right there on the back wheel. It's all Downtown Brown for the Bicycle Shack crew all the way back to the line. That's how it's going to go. Downtown Brown grabbing up your transfer spot out of moto number 42. That'll do it. Round number 1 out here at Blue Springs BMX. Everybody head on over to Cone.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
All right, gate is down on moto number 6. First moto of round number 2, 31 to 35-year-old Lady Cruisers got Queen Gina Abernathy, April Carroll, and Grandma Mary Wallace. Pretty good shot out of Carroll, but Abernathy going to slam that door shut as we come in and out of turn number 1. Single file got Abernathy, Carroll, and Grandma Mary 1, 2, and 3. Total points racing on this one, so they're going to be racing for low points all night long, and every spot's going to count. We'll tally up for total points at the end of the night. Still Abernathy and Carroll are running single file, 1 and 2. Grandma Mary back to the 3. Racing for low points on this one. Carroll trying to find a way on by. Peek out at the line. Not quite enough tonight. Going to go Abernathy, Carroll, and Wallace 1, 2, and 3.
Watch the gate.
7 is the moto number. 9-year-old Cruisers got Holt, Hale, Penny, and Holly. Pretty good shot out of Holt on the outside line, but it's all Sawyer Penny. Edge Racing Colors out of Blue Springs, Missouri. Going to lead them in and out of turn number 1. Still got Penny, Holt, Holly, 1, 2, and 3. Hale on the outside looking in, trying to find a way on up. We're taking 3 riders on as one main event out of this one. Penny stretching it on out just a little bit. Freaky Fast Colors to Holt back to the 2 spot. Holly holding on to the 3. Here comes Hale trying to find a way on by. Holly going to take a look at the inside line. Holly going to hold on to the 3 spot. We got a drag race all the way back to the stripe for the 3rd and final spot. Penny going to get into a main event. Holt going to get into a main event. And Bicycle Shack Colors of Elijah Holly. 8 is the moto number. 10-year-old Cruisers, Hawthorne, and Noteboom. Hawthorne sitting out front right now. Freaky Fast Colors on Noteboom. He left that inside a little too open. Noteboom almost got on up to the 1 spot. Had to settle on back for a 2 as we come down through the rhythm section. Still got Hawthorne. Noteboom. Harbs 1, 2, and 3. Foot is off the pedals for EJ. He blew a gasket out of turn number 3. Man, oh man, Noteboom going to slide on by, grab up an ace on a Friday night out of round number 2. Going to go Noteboom, Hawthorne, and Harbs 1, 2, and 3 out of moto number 8. 9 is the moto number, a little bit bigger, a little bit faster. Got Neal, Harris, Watson, and Schlotzauer in that order as we come down through the 2nd straightaway. 3 riders going on out to a main event. Still got Slow Mo Neal and the Golden Peddler Harris outrunning 1 and 2. Watson, flat pedals on the dirt jumper, trying to find a way on up in the program as well. Schlotzauer on the outside looking in. Watson moving on up to the 2 spot all the way back at me. Freaky Fast Colors, Slow-Mo Neal sitting out front right now. Gold Coast Daylight Colors, Watson on the 2 spot. And Golden Peddler Harris going to grab up that 3rd and final transfer spot out of moto number 9. 10 is the moto number. 41 to 45-year-old Cruisers got Abernathy, Koepka, and Brown. I hear Chad go, I hear Gory go, high-low action out of Brown in and out of turn number 2. Got Abernathy and Brown running 1 and 2. Koepka back to the 3 spot. Total points racing on this one. Low point belongs to Corey Brown right now. Abernathy trying to tie things up as we head into a main event. Brown trying to seal the deal coming into the main.
Attention.
He gave it all he had. Although, Corey, you didn't take 1 pedal from the double all the way to the line, and you finished right next to him. Anything matters. All the way back to the line. Got Abernathy, Brown, and Koepka 1, 2, 3 out of moto number 10. 11's the moto number. Get loud for him, ladies and gentlemen. 500 novice. 2 riders going on out to a semi-main event. Got Howell, Campbell, and Cates. 2 riders going on out. Got a pretty good shot out of Ford Howell as we go in and out of turn number 1. Cha-ching. You get to nap on the way home. Coming in and out of turn number 1. Still got Howell, Campbell running 1 and 2. Cates on the outside looking in, trying to find a way on up in the program. George's nickname cracks me up. The Hustler. Down through the rhythm section. Ford stretching it out just a little bit. Go, go. I can't touch him. I thought she wasn't going to make it up the hill. I was going to give her a little push. I can't do that. It's not practice.
Okay, riders.
Georgia and Raven doing some battle down through the 3rd straightaway, but it's all Ford Howell coming back to the line to grab up 1 transfer spot into a semi-main event. 2nd spot still up for grabs. Kate's on the outside looking in, but Georgia's right there close. Got a battle on these 2. Get nice and loud for them. The girls fighting all the way back to the stripe for a last transfer spot. Pretty good push out of Georgia all the way back to the line. Might have enough to get her on into a semi-main event. Pretty good push out of Raven, too. It's going to go Georgia Campbell for that 2nd and final spot out of moto number 11. 12 is the moto number. More 500 novice. Got Welch, Kilberg, Malone, and Tarpening. Got Kilberg and Ruby Tarpening sitting out front right now. Malone and Welch doing a little bit of battle on the 3-4. See if they can find a way on up to the top 2. Welch sliding on out to the 3 spot as we come in and out of turn number 2 through the section. We're still only taking 2 riders on out to a semi-main event. Got the highlighter colors of Kilberg and Ruby Tarpening out running 1 and 2.
Ready, watch the gate.
Moves being made. Rosie Malone sliding back on up to the 3 spot. Welch back to the 4. But we're taking 2 on out to a main event. Kilberg going to get a spot. And Ruby Red Tarpening going to get a spot out of moto number 12. 13 is a moto number. Last track of 5 and under novice. Got Gwen, Holly, and Campbell. Zoe Holly got a pretty good shot out of turn number 1. Bicycle Shack Girl sitting out 1 and 2. Got Holly and River Campbell. Ivy trying to find a way on up. Do we have a 5 and under novice moto of all girls right now? Pretty cool, eh? Zoe smiling big as can be. Still got Holly and Campbell out running 1 and 2. Ivy Gwen trying to find a way on up to the top 2 as well. 3 riders going single file down through the section. In and out of turn number 3 goes Zoe Holly. Keep it up, right, River. Little bit squirrely. Nothing to be worried about as we come out of turn number 3. Trying to lock it on down all the way back home. Once again, 2 spots up for grabs in a semi-main event. Zoe Holly going to get a spot. And teammate River Campbell going to get a spot. Good race into Ivy Gwen. Out of moto number 13. 14 is moto number 6-year-old novice gal Morrison, Hall, Peterson, and Jackson. Brody Peterson on the outside got a pretty good shot. Oh, they're all wearing red. I couldn't tell who was who. Roman Hall sitting out front right now. Peterson back to the 2 spot, followed up by Jackson. And the 233 of Eric Morrison. 3 spots up for grabs in a main event right now. Still got Roman Hall sitting out front right now. Got the whole wide world coming after him. Got Peterson and Carter Jackson sitting in those last 2 transfer spots. Lost one. Brody took a slide in the grass. Brody, if you're good, I need you to stand up and treat it like a baseball player. Go safe. Brody's back up on his feet. Give him a hand. It's all Roman Hall back to the line on this one. 3 spots up for grabs. Roman Hall going to get a spot. Carter Jackson going to get a spot. And Eric Morrison going to get a spot. Man, what a race right there. Brody's back up. Getting nice and loud for him. You guys already let him hear you. We appreciate it. Turn over to 15 is a moto number 7-year-old novice. Got Davis, Welch, Bailey, and Bunja. Edwin Welch leading him in and out of turn number 1, or out of turn number 2, followed up by the 10 ride. That's Elliott Fast-Headed Bailey. Got Welch, Bailey, and the 270 ride sitting back to the 3 spot of Maverick Davis. Colton on the outside looking in, trying to find a way on up to the top 3. We're taking 2 riders on out to a main event out of this one. All kinds of shopping going on for Maverick Davis, trying to find a way on up in the program. Got to get by Bailey to move on up to a main event. All the way back to me, Edwin Welch Jr. for the Edge Racing crew out of Independence, Missouri, going to get a spot. And Fast-Headed Bailey for the Freaky Fast crew going to get a spot out of motor number 15. 16 is motor number 7-year-old novice. Got Braxton Rao, Peyton Kohler, and Katie Johnson. Got Johnson and Rao sitting down on the 1-2 right now. Kohler on the outside looking in. There goes a move being made. Rao sliding on up to the 1 spot as we come in and out of turn number 2. Single file on this one. Got Braxton Rao and Katie Johnson running 1 and 2. Kohler back to the 3 spot. Single file as we go in and out of the 3rd and final corner. This one is not total points. 2 riders going on out to a main event.
Ready,
all the way back to him. He took the move away in turn number 2. Never looked back. Stretching it on out. Braxton Rao going to get a spot in the main event along with Katie Johnson out of motor number 16. Good race into Peyton. 17 is the motor number. 8-year-old novice guy, Lawrence Tarpening, and Melman. Johnny Melman sitting out front right now, leading him down through the 2 straightaway out of Blue Springs, Missouri. Guy, Ryan, and Riker Tarpening running 2 and 3. Camilla on the outside looking in as we go in and out of the 2nd corner. Johnny stretching it on out just a little bit. Ryan pulling up to the 2 spot. A little bit of a gap for those front 2, but Riker and Camilla doing some battle on the 3 spot as we come all the way back home in and out of turn number 3. Camilla doing all kinds of shopping, putting a little bit of pressure on for that 3rd and final spot as we come all the way back home. Johnny Melman going to get a spot in the main event. Ryan Tarpening going to get a spot in the main event. And Riker Tarpening by just a little bit going to grab up that 3rd and final spot. Good racing to Camilla as well. 18's the motor number, 9-year-old novice. Oh. Had to not cough directly into the microphone. All right, got Lamano, Hall, and Welch coming in and out of turn number 2. Still Adel and Hall and Salamano out running 1 and 2 right now. Beans, Welch trying to find a way on up to a main event.
Attention.
Not total points on this one. What you see is what you get. Top 2 going on out, and the top 2 are stretching out just a little bit. Colleen Welch trying to find a way on up in the program as we go down the last straightaway, but it's all Adel and Hall all the way back to the stripe. Wire to wire on this one out of Pleasant Hill. Going to go Hall, and Lamano grabbing up your transfer spots out of motor number 18. 19 is a motor number, 11-year-old novice guy, Schellenberg, Carlton, Smilenich, and Johnson. 614 ride sitting out front right now. Blake Johnson. Here comes E-Money Carlton. Purple Heart Racing colors on the inside line. Going to take away the one spot. Door opened up. Here comes Smilenich. Smilenich tried to take over the one spot. Smilenich is up, but feeder down. E-Money's down. Schellenberg going to come on by for a 3 spot. You guys got to go, go, go. Getting E-Money checked out over there in turn number 2. Emma tried to pedal up. The bike didn't quite move. She said, oh, no. Everett's back up on his feet. Give him a hand. Real aggressive racing out here on a Friday night. All the way back to me. Blake Johnson, you're right about 1 transfer spot and 2 spots up for grabs. That second spot going to go to Madeline Schellenberg, grabbing up that second transfer spot out of motor number 19. Man, oh, man.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
Blake was sitting out front. Everett opened up the door on the inside. Emma tried to take that inside line as well. A little bit of elbow lock happened. Can't do a whole lot about it. Cards didn't quite fall their way. That's the way racing goes. 20s and motor number 11-year-old novice got Alejandro Flores, Zach Laney, and Ethan Malone. Missing one. Got Malone, got Laney. Looks like Alejandro's out on this one. This is a boat ride for the boys as we come down through the second straightaway. Those of you who don't know, a boat ride means you're missing a rider. Everybody out on track is going to transfer on out.
Attention.
This is usually at the National when you see the big guys out there jumping and playing around. They know there's no risk. They can mess around a little bit. Just got to cross the line. Laney and Malone both going to grab up transfer spots out of 20. All they got to do is get back to the stripe. Doesn't matter what order. 21 moving on to the motor number of 12-year-old novice. Got the Mav Conklin, Cale Kepka, and Hayden Franklin. Whole shot brewing out of Franklin. Kepka had a good one rolling, but it's all Hayden Franklin. Hardcore Realty colors out on the 1-2 as we go down through the second straightaway. The Mav Conklin on the outside looking in, trying to find a way on up, taking 2 riders on out to a main event for our 12-year-old novice. Little bit of redemption from round number 1. Got Franklin.
Okay, riders, random start.
Sitting out on the 1 spot as we go in and out of turn number 3. Kepka back to the 3-2 spot. Whoa. All the way back to me, wire to wire on this one, just about. Hayden Franklin going to get a spot in the main event, along with Cale Kepka, hardcore sweep out of round number 2. Out of motor number 21. 22 is a motor number. Got Skaggs, Visnich, and the Golden Peddler Harris. Dill Pickle Harris, I'm sorry. I don't think I've ever mixed those two up before, somehow. Till right there. Got Skaggs and Visnich out on the 1-2. Dill Pickle trying to find a way on up. Inside line might have opened up right there. Harris going to try to pin up that inside, see if he can find a way on by in turn number 3. High-low action brewing out of Visnich right here. Got a drag race all the way back to the stripe. Corbin Skaggs, meanwhile, stretching it way on out. Skaggs going to get a spot in the main event. And the second spot, I'm not even going to call it. We're going to check with the finish line on that one. $114 right at Dill Pickle Harris getting that second transfer spot out of motor number 22. 23 is motor number side by side down through the rhythm section. Wise and Laney. Laney going to take a peek at the inside line, see if he can slide on up to the 1 spot. Elbows are a rubbing both. They slowed down a lot. Wise had a foot come off the pedal. Total points racing on this one all the way back to me. Blake Laney going to grab up a 1 spot, tie things up for the main event. No, he's going to take the lead going into the main event. Tyler Malone going to come on by for a 2 spot. The smooth operator for a 3. Laney going to have a little bit of a points advantage going into the main event. Once again, back to 22 transfers on that one with Dill Pickle Harris and Corbin Skaggs. 24 is the motor number. 6-year-old intermediate's got Tonga, Miller, and Daly in that order right now. Eli Tonga sitting out front. He's got a whole lot of Austin Miller over on the inside line. Miller going to take that inside line away into turn number 3 and take away the lead. Tonga going to hang right back to the 2 spot, high-low, drag race, brewing all the way back to us. Daly on the outside looking in, trying to find a way on up in the program. All the way back to line. That's how it's going to go. Going to go Miller and Tonga for your transfer spots out of motor number 24. 25 is the motor number. 7-year-old intermediates. Got Toon, Smilenich, and Werlich. Got Jackson Smilenich sitting out front right now. Jace Werlich back to the 2 spot. G-Money Toon back to the 3. In and out of the second corner right now. Jackson Smilenich trying to reel out just a little bit of a gap, but he's got a whole lot of Jace Werlich right on the outside line, trying to find a way on by. Little peek over the shoulder for Smilenich as we go in and out of turn number 3. Taking 2 riders on out to a main event out of this one. G-Money's right there as well. We got a good one coming all the way back to the stripe. Smilenich sitting out front. Werlich going to pull up alongside, try to come on by for the 1 spot. All the way back to me. Going to go Werlich, Smilenich. Grabbing up your transfers. Good racing for G-Money Toon out of motor number 25. 26 motor number 9 intermediates. Got the Delegator Watson, Brendan Hale, Lachlan Lightning Campbell, and Wild Wild West Unerstall. Got Unerstall sitting out front right now, followed by the Delegator and Lachlan Lightning Campbell on the outside looking in as we go down through the third straightaway. Still, Unistall, Hale, the Delegator might have had an inside line open up on that one. Going to tuck it on back for the 3. Top 3 going on out to a main event out of this one. Lightning going to try to put on a charge. Not quite going to have enough all the way back home. Going to go Unistall, Hale, and Watson for your transfer spots out of motor number 26. 27's motor number 10-year-old intermediates. Got Deal, Olson, and Team Money Stewart. Got Stewart and Olson out on the 1. Ethan Deal trying to find a way on up for the Edge Racing crew, but it's all Purple Heart and Majesty colors out on the 1-2. Team Money Stewart leading them down through the section, wire to wire on this one out of Blue Springs, Missouri.
Watch the gate.
All the way back to the line on this one. Going to be Team Money Stewart wire to wire on this one. Going to grab up a spot in the main event. And Lily Olson going to grab up a spot in the main event out of 27. I love how I can kind of tell where all the cheer squads are at. I'm like, okay, Purple Heart's right about there. Bicycle Shack's right about there. 28's a motor number 11 intermediates. Good one coming. Benny the Jet sitting out front right now. Hunter Conklin trying to find a way on by. Got Lamano right there on the 3 spot. Lakey on the outside looking in. 28's a motor number 11-year-old intermediates. Still got Benny the Jet and Hunter Conklin sitting out front right now, followed up by Lamano and Lakey. The Bullet Bill trying to find a way on up in the program, taking 3 riders on out to a main event out of this one. All the way back home, doing it for the Edge Racing crew. Going to go Benny the Jet Bass for a spot, Hunter Conklin for a spot, and Sal Lamano out of motor number 28. 29's a motor number 12 intermediates. Got Wise, Nash, and Johnson. Derek Wise sitting out front right now. The Gladiator or Gunnar Nash back to the 2 spot. London Johnson trying to find a way on into a main event as we go down through the section.
Random start.
Nash going to got a little bit of a run in and out of turn number 3 through the section. Going to see if he can make anything happen as we come all the way back to the stripe. We're taking 2 riders on out to a main event out of this one. Johnson going to take a seat, be the odd man out on this one all the way back to me. Going to go Wise and the Gladiator, Gunnar Nash. Thank you. Out of 29. 30's motor number 13-year-old intermediates. Got Fetch, Penny, Robinson, and Odell. Got Archer Penny sitting out front right now. Colors out of Blue Springs, Missouri, followed by Neon Noah. And the 160 ride back to the 3 spot. That's Wyatt Robinson. Got Fetch on the outside looking in as we go down through the rhythm section. In and out of turn number 3. A little bit of airtime out of Penny going way fast all the way back to the stripe. Going to go Penny, Odell, and Robinson for your transfer spots out of motor number 30. 31's a moto number. Last rack of the intermediate class. Got Yellowstone Dutton, La Tortuga, Matt Daniel Johnson, and Gary Blake. Got La Tortuga sitting out front right now, followed up by Blake. A little bit of airtime, and Yellowstone Dutton back to the 3 spot. 2 riders going on out to a main event out of this one. Got Bicycle Shack Colors sitting out front by a little bit right now, coming out of Grandview, Missouri, looking like Matt Daniel Johnson.
Ready. Watch the gate.
All the way back to the line. La Tortuga going to get a spot in the main event. And Gary Blake, sorry to Yellowstone Dutton, not quite going to have it today out of motor number 31. All right, semi-main events are posted as well. Semi-main events are posted over by the building and on Facebook. 32's a motor number. Welcome to the girls class. Got Fly Rye Brown, Super Sophia Campbell, and Tatum Top Wellborn. Got Wellborn, Brown, Campbell outrunning 1, 2, and 3 right now. Total points on this one. Wellborn trying to grab up some low points on a Friday night. Looking at aces through 2 rounds all the way back to me. Going to go Wellborn for the 1. Oh, down at the finish line. Tatum crossed the line. Going to come home for the 1. We're popping up, getting checked out over there at the line. Going to go Wellborn, Brown, and Campbell on that one. All right, ladies, keep an eye at the finish line. Keep an eye at the finish line. Ladies got Abernathy and Carroll out running 1 and 2. Grandma Mary back to the 3. Ladies, head to your left. Head to your left. Out of turn number 3, got Abernathy and Carroll out running 1 and 2 right now, all the way back to the stripe. Oh, that's how it's going to go. Going to go Carroll, Abernathy, and Grandma Mary 1, 2, and 3 on that one. Getting Tatum checked out over there on the finish line. Oh, I dropped my radio. Okay. Once again, parents of our 5 and under novices, 5 and under semi-main events are posted over by the signups building and posted on Facebook. Head on over and check them out as we approach the end of this round here. You might have your semi-main event stage it up right about now. And in the live motos. Perfect. So live motos at the building and on Facebook. Semi-main events are posted. Check them out and have your kids up there with plenty of time to roll. We're about 10 motos from the end of the round here. Have them up there as soon as you can. Meanwhile, Tatum Wellborn is up on her feet over there on the 4th straightaway. Getting nice and loud for her, ladies and gentlemen. It's a little hard to hear over here on the 4th straightaway. Make sure Tatum can hear you. You guys make me proud. Tatum, you hit pretty darn hard, but this hole, everybody inside this fence is pretty confident you can walk this thing off.
Concession. Can you have 2 ibuprofen and an ice pack handy at the window?
Am I still on? I am still on. My Apple Watch just let me know I hit my move ring today. Nice. I done burned my calories for the day. Tatum's walking off, everybody.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
All right, gate is down. Oh, I lost my motor number. I believe we got our 7-year-old experts going down the first straightaway right now. Got Lou Shingleton and Holly running 1, 2, and 3 in and out of turn number 1. I did get that right. Freaky Fast Colors of Lou sitting out front right now. Shingleton sitting right there on the back wheel back to the 2 spot. I'm sticking out a little bit. I need you boys to not hit me. Got Lou Shingleton, Holly out running 1, 2, 3 right now. Total points on this one. Shingleton trying to find a way on up in the program. See if he can move on by, grab up some low points.
Ready, watch the gate.
All the way back to the stripe on this one. Low points up for grabs. Luke's got 1. He's going to hold on for a second one all the way back to me. Shingleton going to grab up a close 2 spot. Holly for a 3 out of moto 34. 35 is the moto number. Year-old experts. Got Bailey, Howard, Moorhead, and Holt. Juice Box Bailey out front right now, followed up by Howard and Moorhead. Holt back to the 4 spot. Whoa. Trying to find a way on up in the program. Sitting back to the 4 right now. 3 riders going on out to our main event.
Ready, watch the gate.
Moorhead, a little bit of high-low action sliding on up to the 2 spot right there. Freaky Fast Colors going 1, 2, 3, and 4 all the way back to the stripe. Only room for 3. Juice Box going to get a spot. T-Bone Moorhead going to get a spot. And Corbin Howard going to get a spot out of moto number 35. 36, moto number 10-year-old experts. Got Campbell, Noteboom, and Lynn. Oh, got Noteboom sitting out front right now. Lynn back to the 2 spot. Here comes the G-Man and Campbell sliding on up to the 2 spots. And we're going to teach you something about the expert class, kiddo. Lynn going to fight on back as we go down through the section on the outside line. Lynn going to move on by, slam that door shut. Campbell got a little bit of work to do as we go in and out of turn number 3. Well, that's not doing work. All the way back to the line, going to go Noteboom and Jackson Lynn grabbing up your transfer spots out of motor number 36. 37's the motor number. He might have had a whole shot broom, but Amori Looney going to slam that door shut coming out of Raytown, Missouri. I'm going to say it. He'd been off for about a year and a half. He came back. We put him. He had moved up to expert right before he stopped racing. Mom said, all right, signing you up as an expert. He said, I really have to race expert. Mom's like, well, you haven't been gone long enough to move down to intermediate. After round one, they were on the radio saying, I think we found the right class for him. All the way back to the stripe, blending on in with the experts. Looney going to grab up his second ace of the night. Going to go Looney, Hattie, Taylor, 1, 2, 3, all the way back to the stripe. Out of motor number 37. 38's motor number 14. Ooh, got Hingle, Kurtz, and Harris. Orange Crusher of Hingle sitting out front right now. Onto Wheels Colors, followed by the comeback kid of Caleb Kurtz back to the 2 spot.
Random start.
The Golden Peddler of Harris back to the 3.
Ready, watch the gate.
In and out of the final corner, all the way back to me. Single file on this one, going to go Hingle. Kurtz trying to hold off a little bit of charge from a Golden Peddler. That's how it's going to go. Going to go Hingle, Kurtz, and Harris, 1, 2, and 3. 39's motor number 15 experts. Got Deal, Schwartz, Neal, and Olson. Got the Bumblebee of Deal sitting out front right now, followed by Olson and Schwartz holding on to the transfer spot. Slow-mo Neal trying to find a way on up into the top 3 as we go in and out of turn number 3. All the way back to me. Edge Racing Colors, the Bumblebee, Braden Deal out of Blue Springs, Missouri, all the way back to the line. That's how it's going to go. Going to go Deal, Olson, and Schwartz grabbing up your transfer spots out of motor number 39. 40's motor number 17 to 20-year-old experts. Got Blake, Velasquez, Kelly, and Hoyer in that order. On to Wheels Colors, semi-main events of staging. Officially semi-main events of staging. If you are not up there and ready to roll, 5 and under semi-main events, head on up to staging. We're going to run you guys at the immediately at the end of round number 2. All the way back to me. 3 spots up for grabs. Jordan Blake going to get a spot. Kyle Velasquez going to get a spot. And Super Cooper Kelly going to get spots out of motor number 40. 41's motor number 26, 35-year-old experts. Got Jordan Scheider, Darren Nash, and Freaky Fast Austin McCann. Got McCann and Nash out on the 1-2. Scheider back to the 3 spot, trying to get a little fancy, find a way on by Nash as we go in and out of turn number 2. Freaky Fast stretching it on out just a little bit right now, followed up by Nash. Scheider still running 2 and 3. Jordan, I have not seen anybody try that manual line in a race ever. Like, ever. And this straightaway has been the same for a long time. All the way back to me, going to go McCann, Nash, and Scheider. Was that a Zoe Holly to staging? And Kean Brazy to staging. Zoe Holly and Kean Brazy to staging. Meanwhile, 42 is the motor number. Got Downtown Brown. Ooh, not Brown. Novotny, Carroll, and Mercer in that order right now. Got Nick Novotny sitting out front. McLove and Jeremy Carroll back to the 2 spot. Mercer back to the 3. It's up there. She's up there. Out of that one, got Novotny and Carroll moving on out to the main event out of that one, out of 42. That'll do it for round number 2, getting semi-main events up, ready to roll. Johnny rising up your bow and play a fiddle. Yep. Enoch Shingleton to staging. Enoch Shingleton to staging. 5 and under 5 and under novice semi-main events. All riders up to staging should be Piper Franklin, Piper Harves, Kean Brazy, Ford Howell, Madden Kilberg, Zoe Holly, Enoch Shingleton, Kasem Hall, Callum Bronson, Georgia Campbell, Ruby Red Tarpening, and River Campbell. Need all of you riders up to staging right now for semi-main events. Franklin, Harves, Brazy, Howell, Kilberg, Holly, Shingleton, Hall, Bronson, Tarpening, and the 2 Campbells. Need all of you up to staging for semi-main events. We do semis every week. Let's treat this like a pro-am. Crowd get loud. Crowd get loud for these kids.
Attention.
There we go.
Random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
First rack of 5 and under semi-main events. Gate is down. Got pretty good shot out of Harves, Brazy, and Kilberg. Got Franklin, Harves, Brazy, Howell, Kilberg, and Holly as we go in and out of turn number 1. Kilberg got a pretty good shot. Key and Brazy going to tuck it on back for the 2 spot. Lost Key and Brazy over there in turn number 1. Going to get him picked on up right away. Corner officials are over to him. Got Kilberg, Harves, Holly, and Howell. That's your 1, 2, 3, and 4 right now as we go down through turn number 2. Still Kilberg and Harves sitting out front right now. Zoe Holly back to the 3 spot. Howell holding on to the 4, but he's got a whole lot of Piper Franklin in the rearview mirror. Piper trying to find a way by. Howell going to slide on up, try to take away the 3 spot from Holly. Not quite going to have enough. Going to fall on back to the 4 spot. Here comes Franklin on the inside line. Piper Franklin moving on up to the 4. Pushing Howell on back to the 5 spot as we come in and out of turn number 3. All the way back home. 4 spots available in a semi-main event. For these kids, trying to grab those spots in the main event. Matt and Kilberg going to get a spot in the main. Piper Harves going to get a spot in the main. Followed up by the duo. Looks like Zoe Holly and Piper Franklin going to grab up those final 2 spots out of moto number 1. Mr. Brazy back up as well. Give him a hand.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Get loud one more time. Second rack of 500 novice semi-main events. Got Enoch Shingleton, Cabo Hall, Gnarly Bronson, the Hustler of Campbell, Ruby Red Tarpening, and Mayhem River Campbell. Pretty good shot out of Bronson out of the middle of the pack as we go in and out of turn number 1. Got Bronson, Hall, Tarpening, and believe that's Shingleton, your 1, 2, 3, and 4. Got the Campbell girls on the outside and trying to find a way on up into a main event as we go in and out of turn number 2. Still Callum Bronson and Cabo Hall out on the 1, 2. Ruby Red back to the 3 spot. Enoch Shingleton on the 4. Hey, there's bragging rights on the line for 5, 6 here. Even if you guys don't make the main, you got to beat each other. There's going to be bragging rights at the breakfast table tomorrow morning, guys. Georgia, go. River, catcher, go, go. All the way back to me as we come in and out of turn number 3. Still Bronson and Hall stretching it on out just a little bit. Top 4 single file as we come in and out of turn number 3. All the way back home, Enoch Shingleton hanging back to the 4 spot. Going to go Bronson, Hall, Tarpening, and Shingleton getting your transfer spots out of moto number 2. Final moto of semi-main events in round number 2. That'll do it. We're going to give a second to get these points all tallied up, get things ready to roll. We'll be out on the first
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
All right. Main events on a Friday night out here at Blue Springs BMX. Gate is down on moto number 6, 31 to 35-year-old lady cruisers. Got Queen Gina Abernathy, April Carroll, and Grandma Mary Wallace. Got Abernathy and Carroll out on the 1-2 as we come out of turn number 1. Grandma Mary back to the 3 spot. Single file as we go in and out of turn number 2. Grandma Mary still sitting back to the 3 spot. Queen G sitting out front right now. Single file down through the section. Total points racing on this one. They've been doing it like this all night long. April Carroll hanging close in and out of turn number 3. Going to try to put on a little bit of a charge, but Miss Abernathy got ones across the board tonight. Looking at a queen sweep. I can say that. Nickname's Queen G. Queen sweep on the night for Abernathy. Going to grab up the 1s. Carroll for the 2s. Grandma Mary for the 3s out of motor number 6. 7 is the motor number. 9-year-old cruisers got the Spear, Braden Holt, Sawyer Penny, Juicebox Bailey, Jackson Bowie, and Elijah Holly. Got Juicebox Bailey sitting out front right now. The Freight Train of Bowie back to the 2 spot, followed by Holt, Penny, and Holly. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in and out of turn number 2. Still Bailey, Bowie. Now Penny trying to move on up to the 3 spot. Going to shut the door on Holt down through the section.
Okay, riders.
Bowie trying to find a way on up into the mix. Low line through turn 3. Not quite enough to make the move. Here comes Penny rumbling around the outside trying to find a way on up to the top 2. All the way back out. It's tied 3 real close. All the way back to the line. Going to go Bailey, Bowie, and Penny. 1, 2, 3 out of moto number 7. 8's the moto number. Got 10-year-old cruisers. Got No Boom, Hawthorne, and Harves. That's how they're running right now in and out of turn number 1. Whole shot action for No Boom. A little bit of airtime. Hawthorne hanging right there close, trying to make something happen. Not quite enough so far as we come in and out of turn number 2. Bash trying to stretch it on out just a little bit. Ad Astra Colors comes Olathe, Kansas, in and out of turn number 3. Wire to wire on this one. Hawthorne trying to hang close. Nothing on the board tonight for Hawthorne or Harves. They didn't have anything for Note Boom tonight. Aces across the board. Bash Note Boom going to take home the overall 1. Hawthorne for the overall 2. Harves for the 3 out of motor number 8. 9's the motor number right now. 15-year-old cruisers. Guy, Watson, Olson, Schwartz, and Harris, along with Neal. In and out of turn 2, got Olson, Schwartz, Neal running 1, 2, 3. Watson and Harris back to the 4, 5.
Ready, watch the gate.
Schwartz putting on a little bit of a charge here, coming out of turn number 3. See what we got all the way back to the stripe. See if he's got anything in the tank for Olson. Not quite. Going to go Olson, Schwartz, Neal 1, 2, and 3, followed up by Beck and Watson round out the top 4. 10's the motor number. Elbows are rubbing. Abernathy just about grabbed up a whole shot. Going to belong to Corey Brown. As we come all the way back home, those two were racing closer than I like to see them racing. My heart rate doesn't quite love it as we're going down through the third straightaway. Abernathy going to try to come around the outside line, see if he can slam that door shut. Corey Brown going to hold the defense line in and out of turn number 3. Here comes Abernathy on the inside line. Got a drag race all the way back to the stripe. That's how it's going to go. They were tied up, and points going to go Abernathy, Brown, and Kepka 1, 2, and 3. That's how it's going to go on the overall. Going to go Abernathy for the 1, Brown for the 2, Kepka for the 3. Get loud, ladies and gentlemen. Under novices, let them hear you. In and out of turn number 1. Got Franklin, Harv, Shingleton, Hall, Bronson, Tarpon, and Kilberg, and Holly. Got Matt and Kilberg sitting out front right now, followed up by Ruby Tarpon and Cabo Hall and Callum Bronson, followed up by Harv, Shingleton, Franklin, and Holly. Kilberg stretching it out just a little bit as we go down into the section, followed by Ruby Tarpany and Cabo Hall, round out of the top 3, followed by Bronson and Harves back to the 4, 5. Here comes Franklin moving on up to the 6 spot, followed by Shingleton and Holly. Ruby Ed trying to find a way on by Kilberg as we go in and out of turn number 3. Doesn't look like she's quite going to have enough, but she's sure going to try all the way back to the stripe. Oh, Harves colliding on by, going to move on up to the 4 spot, all the way back to him. Going to go Kilberg, Ruby Red, and Cabo Hall, 1, 2, and 3 on that one. Getting Miss Franklin checked out over here on the tabletop. Get up, Piper. You can do it. You can do it. 12 is a moto. 14 moto number now. 6-year-old novice. Got Katie Morrison, Hall, Jackson, and Colin. Once again, moto number 14 out here on track. 6-year-old novice looking like Camden Collins sitting out front right now, followed up by Evelyn Katie and the 882 rider Roman Hall, followed up by Jackson and the 233 Eric Morrison, rounding out the top 5.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
All the way back to me, Camden Collin grabbing up the 1 spot on a Friday, followed up by Evelyn Katie and Roman Hall, 1, 2, and 3. Now got 7-year-old novice. Got Welch, Bailey, Eulery, and Franklin. Avery Franklin got a pretty good shot on the inside line, but it's all Landon Eulery. Here comes Edwin Welch coming around the outside line as well. Franklin back to the 3 spot, followed up by Bailey, round out the top 4. It's all Nacho Eulery leading them in and out of turn into turn 2. Still got Eulery, Welch, Franklin out on the 1, 2, 3. Here comes got Bailey. Bailey trying to hold off a charge out of Braxton Rao. Rao going to come on by for that 4 spot. In and out of turn number 3, all the way back home. Still got Nacho Euler sitting out front right now. Battle going on between Franklin and Welch for the 2 spot all the way back to the line. Rao back to the 4 spot all the way back to me. Little defense out of Welch. Going to go Eulery, Welch, Franklin 1, 2, 3. Rao back to the 4 spot. Followed up by Katie Johnson, I believe, rounding out the top 5. 17 number out on track. 8-year-old novice guy, Ryan Tarpening, Riker Tarpening, Vivian the Vibe Deal, Hunter Hodges, Johnny Melman, and Dean Morrison. Once again, motor number 17 out on track right now. 8-year-old novice looks like the Hunter Hodges sitting out front right now, followed up by Dean Morrison and Johnny Melman running 2 and 3. Believe that's Adeline Hall back to the 4 spot. That's Tarpening. Tarpening sliding on up to the 2 spot right now. Got Ryan Tarpening holding on to the 2. Here comes Johnny Melman back to the 3 spot. I believe that's Morrison sitting back to the 4, trying to find a way on up in the program, followed up by Deal and Riker Tarpening. In and out of turn number 3, all the way back home still. Got Hunter Hodges all the way back to me. Going to go Hodges for the 1 spot on a Friday, followed up by Melman, Ryan Tarpening, and Vivian Deal, rounding out your top 4. Automotive 17. 18 is the motor number guy. Nogasi Belcher, Salamano, Adeline Hall, Kyson Parker. 9-year-old novice guy, Belcher, Parker, and Hall out running 1, 2, and 3 right now. Lamano back to the 4 spot. Down through the 3rd straightaway. Belcher taking outside line. Going to leave the door a little bit open for Parker right here. Not quite close enough to make the move stick. Still going to go Belcher, Parker, Hall, 1, 2, and 3. Here comes Salamano trying to move on up to a podium spot all the way back to the line. But that's how it's going to go. Nogasi Belcher going to go wire to wire and grab up a 1 spot. Going to go Belcher, Parker, and Hall, 1, 2, and 3 out of motor number 18. 19 number, 11-year-old novice. Gosh, Schellenberg, Campbell, King, and Johnson. Along with Laney, Rogers, Malone, and Eulery. Combined moto out of this one for our 11 novice. Got King, Eulery, and Rogers sitting out front right now, followed up by Campbell.
Attention.
5th place rider hanging on by a thread right there. Believe that's Blake Johnson hanging on just a little bit. Little sketchy, held onto it all the way back home. Fighting up right here. Got Dylan King going to go wire to wire on a Friday night. Feeder off the pedals. King going to hold on to it for the win. Followed up by Lando Eulery and the Hunter Rogers. Lily Campbell rounding out the top 3. I got to stop jinxing, man. 21's the motor number. 12-year-old novice got Kepka, Lester, Lopez DeWart, and Franklin. Got Hayden, Franklin, and Jackson Lester outrunning 1 and 2. Lopez DeWart trying to find a way on up to the top 3. Kepka going to come on out with the 3rd spot. Turn number 2 all the way back home. Lester trying to find a way on by. Franklin trying to hold off the whole wide world as we come in and out of turn number 3. Lester going to put on a charge all the way back to the line. Here we go. Got a drag race all the way back to the stripe, getting nice and loud. Hardcore Realty colors. Franklin going to hold on to the 1 spot, followed up by Lester and Kepko, 2 and 3.
Okay, right.
Antonio Lopez DeWart rounding out the top 4. That's the first.
Watch the gate.
That is the first place trophy for Hayden Franklin. Congrats to him. 22 is the motor number 13-year-old novice guy, Stephen Ostrom, Dill Pickle Harris, and Corbin Skaggs. Whole shot action out of Skaggs right now. Here comes Ostrom back to the 2 spot, followed up by Dill Pickle back to the 3. In and out of turn number 2. Ostrom all over the back wheel. Skaggs trying to hold on tight to that 1 spot as we come in and out of turn number 2. Still Skaggs, Ostrom, Harris in that order. Single file down through the section. What you see is what you get out of this one. This is not total points.
Ready, watch the gate.
All the way back to me. Let's see what we got all the way back to the stripe. Looking at a Friday night win for Skaggs. Going to go Skaggs, Ostrom, and Dill Pickle Harris. 1, 2, 3 out of that one. 23 is the motor number. Here comes Laney trying to find a way on by. Wise, Laney, and Malone outrunning 1, 2, and 3. Down in and out of turn number 2. Laney trying to find a way on by. Wise trying to hold off the whole wide world. This one is total points. They've been doing it like this all night long. Laney sitting on 3 points right now. Wise sitting on 4.
Ready, watch the gate.
Man, oh man, all the way back to the stripe. Adam Wise going to come back to the line, grab up the win. That's going to put him in a tie. He'll get the tiebreaker. Going to go Wise for the overall 1 spot, Laney for the overall 2, and Mr. Red, White, and Blue, Tyler Malone for the overall 3 out of 23. 24 is the number, moving on up to the intermediate. Scott Tom, Miller, and Combs. Kane Combs sitting out front right now. Eli Tonga back to the 2 spot. Here comes Austin Miller. Tucked it on back for the 3 spot. Single file as we come in and out of turn number 2.
Okay, right.
Combs, Tonga, Miller still sitting out on the 1, 2, 3 as we go in and out of the section into the 3rd and final corner. Single file. Miller trying to find a way on by. That's how it's going to go. Going to go the Hulk for the 1 spot. Tonga for the 2. Miller for the overall 3. That one is total points. What you saw is what you got on that one. 25 is motor number 7 intermediates. Got Smilinich, Hall, and Werlich. Emmett Hall sitting out front right now, in and out of turn number 2. Still got Hall stretching it on out just a little bit. Got Werlich and Smilinich running 2 and 3.
Random start. Riders ready. Watch the gate.
Single file in and out of the third and final corner. Still got Hall, Werlich, Smilinich running 1, 2, 3 in that order. This one is not total points as they cross back to the line. Going to go Hall for the 1 spot. Chase Werlich for the 2 spot. Jackson Smilinich for the 3 out of 25. 26, motor number 9-year-old intermediates. Got Hall, Watson, Miracle, Hale, and Unerstall. Got Fetty Hall sitting right now, followed by the delegator of Watson, Wild Wild West, back to the 3 spot, followed by Hale and Miracle.
Attention.
Okay, riders. Random start.
Inside line through the section for Hall, trying to hold off the whole wide world as we go in and out of turn number 3. Got Watson and Unerstall running 2, 3 all the way back to me, followed up by Hale and Miracle back to the line. That's how it's going to roll. Going to go Fetty Hall for the 1 spot. Delegator of Watson for the 2. Wild West Unerstall for the 3. 27 is the motor number. 10-year-old intermediates. Got Taylor Dobbs, Lily Olson, Trenton, T-Money Stewart, and Big Mac Duval in and out of turn number 2. Big Mac for the Purple Heart Racing Crew out of Blue Springs, Missouri. Going to lead them in and out of the second corner.
Attention.
Stretching it on out a little bit. Lily took a little bit of a white line ride over that second corner. Going to shake the head. So I rode away from it. It's all that matters. In and out of turn number 3. Here comes T-Money Stewart moving around Dobbs on the outside line. Got a Purple Heart Racing 1, 2 all the way back home. Let's see what we got coming all the way back to the stripe. That's how it's going to go. Going to go Big Mac Duval with a little authority on a Friday, followed up by T-Money Stewart and Taylor Dobbs 1, 2, and 3 out of 27. 28's the motor number. 11 intermediates. Got Benny the Jet Bass. Got Barker, Lamano, Conklin, Chase Mode, Curley, and Corbin Davidson. Got Barker, Davidson, Lamano running 1, 2, and 3 right now, followed up by Curley, Benny the Jet, and Hunter Conklin rounding out the field. In and out of turn number 3. Let's see what we got. Davidson doing a little bit of shopping on the inside line. I'm going to have to tuck it on back to the 2 spot. In and out of turn 3. Got a drag race coming all the way back to the stripe. Barker got a pretty good drive off that third corner. Going to drive him all the way back to the line with a 1 spot. Going to go whole shot Barker, Corbin Davidson, and Salamano 1, 2, and 3 out of 28. 29's the motor. 12 intermediates. Got Derek Wise, the Gladiator, Gunnar Nash, Cody Velasquez, and A. Johnson. Got Velasquez, Johnson, Wise running 1, 2, 3 in and out of the second corner, followed by the Gladiator running back to the 4 spot.
Attention.
Okay, riders.
We're going to ignore the fact that I almost sent my Gatorade out into the field of play. We're just going to hold on to that. Edge Racing Colors on the Rock 1 plate all the way back to the stripe coming out of Independence, Missouri. Going to go Velasquez, A.J. Johnson, and Derek Wise 1, 2, 3 at 29. 30's a motor number. Holt tried to throw an elbow. It's all Belgrade leading right now through the 2 straightaway. Got Smilinich, Belgrade, Penny, Robinson, Odell, and Holt. Got Belgrave, Holt, Smilinich, and Penny running 1, 2, 3, and 4 as we go in and out of the second corner down through the section. Belgrave stretching it on out just a little bit. Kit Kat trying to hold off the whole wide world for that 2 spot as we come all the way back home. A little bit of style out of Belgrave right now. He's going to hold on tight all the way back to the stripe. Hit Kit Kat putting on a charge. Oh, we'll wait for confirmation on that one. No, we had Smilinich for the 3 spot, Penny for the 4. All right, at the line, 181 right at Jabril Belgrave, holding on to that 1 spot by a hair. Kit Kat Holt for the 2 spot. Smilinich for the 3. 31's motor number. 51 to 55 intermediates. Got La Tortuga, Matt Daniel Johnson sitting out front right now as we head through the section, followed by Skeeter Woolery back to the 2 spot. Gary Blake for the 3.
Ready.
Bicycle Shack holding down a 1, 2 all the way back to the line. That's how it's going to go. Not total points on this one. Johnson going to come home for the 1 spot. Woolery going to come home for the 2. Gary Blake going to get the 3 out of 31. 32's motor number. 12-year-old ladies expert guy, Fly Rye Brown, Super Sophia Campbell, and Tatum Todd Wellborn. Letting Tatum Wellborn go get healed up. I believe she's getting checked out over there for that early little wreck at the finish line after round number 2. All good vibes, healing vibes her way. We got Fly Rye Brown sitting out front right now, followed up by Campbell. They're out running 1 and 2.
Okay, riders. Random start. Riders ready. Watch the gate.
All the way back to me. We'll tally up some points. Fly Rye Brown going to come on back for the spot. Campbell going to get a 2. All right, your overall goes right around 1 spot. Tatum Wellborn for the 2. Sophia Campbell with the overall 3. 33 is the motor number right now. 31 to 40-year-old women's experts. Got Carol, Abernathy, and Wallace. Got Queen G sitting out front right now, followed up by Carol and Wallace out running on the 2, 3 all the way back home. Single file in and out of the 3rd and final corner.
Attention.
That's how it's going to go all the way back to the stripe. Going to go
Okay,
Abernathy for the overall 1 on the night. Carroll going to come home for the 2 spot. Grandma Mary for the 3 out of motor number 33. 34 is a motor number 7-year-old experts. Got Elijah Holly, Asher Luce, and Eula Shingleton. Got Luce, Shingleton, and Holly out running 1, 2, and 3. In and out of turn number 1. Whole shot going to go to Luce. Freaky Fast Racing Colors out of Kearney, Missouri. All the way back home. Single file just about. Shingleton all over that rear wheel trying to make something happen as we go in and out of turn number 2.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
I had like a sweat bee get up close to my nose, so I blew out to get it away, and I realized I had my microphone on. Shingleton going to pull right up to the rear wheel. Got a drag race brewing all the way down the stripe. Luce got 2 1s already on the night, looking at an overall regardless. Going to go 1 1 1 on the night for Luce. Shingleton for the 2s. Holly for the 3s out of 34. 5's a motor number. 9-year-old experts. Got Bailey, Howard, Moorhead, Jackman, and Bowie. Got the freight train of Bowie sitting out front right now, followed up by Juice Box Bailey taking a look at an inside line. Not quite enough to take over the 1 spot. Jackman back to the 3 spot, followed up by Clutch Howard and T-Bone Moorhead right off the top 5. In and out of turn number 3. Let's see what Bailey's got brewing. Jackman going to try to slide on up to the 2 spot. Going to make it up to the 2. That's going to keep Bowie out in front. Little bit of battle at 2-3 is exactly what he needed coming all the way back home. Going to go Bowie for the 1 spot. Wolverine Jackman for the 2. Juice Box for the 3 out of motor number 35. 36 motor number 10-year-old experts. Got No Boom, Lynn, and Davidson. Xavier Davidson sitting out front right now, followed up by Bash No Boom sitting right on the hip pocket in the 2 spot. Got a battle coming in and out of turn number 2. See what line choice Davidson rolls with. No Boom going to take a peek at the inside line. They're going to go side by side into turn number 2. See what Davidson can get set up all the way back home. No Boom going to slide on by, playing a little bit of mind games in and out of that second corner. He said, I'll go outside the other lap, so when you go outside, I'll take the inside line instead. Going to go No Boom for the 1 spot, Davidson for the 2, Jackson Lynn for the 3. 37's a motor number. Got Amari Looney, the Nightmare, Liam Taylor, and Jake Hattie. 13 expert out on track right now. Got Looney sitting out on the 1 spot. A little bit of style on a loaner bike and a loaner helmet. In and out of turn number 2. So got Looney, Hattie, Taylor running 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, riders, random start.
Amari, I really hope you keep racing. I hope this isn't a one-time thing for you. We'll see you next week. All the way back home. 1-1-1s on the night for Looney, coming on back after a little hiatus for the overall 1. Hattie going to come home with the 2s. Taylor for the 3s. 38's motor number, 14-year-old experts. Got the Orange Crusher, Colton Hingle, Caleb, the comeback kid, Kurritz, and the Golden Peddler, Dakota Harris. Got the Orange Crusher, the comeback kid, and the Golden Peddler out running 1, 2, and 3 right now. In and out of turn number 3. All the way back to me. That's how it's going to go. Got the Orange Crusher going to grab up the 1s on the night. Hingle going to come home for the overall 1 spot. Kurritz going to break the tie for the 2. Harris for the 3 out of 38.
Actually wrote that wrong. It was state 3.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
Pump race.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Gate is down to motor number 39. 15-year-old experts got the Bumblebee at Deal. Becca Watson, the Captain Kennedy, Seth Schwartz, and Keller Olson. Pretty good shot out of Kennedy and Deal, outrunning 1 and 2 right now, in and out of turn number 1. Cha-ching, whole shot for Kennedy. The Captain doing it for the Bicycle Shed crew all the way back home. Going to go the NAG 15 of Kennedy. Bumblebee Deal sitting back to the 2 spot. Becca Watson for the 3, followed up by Olson and Schwartz round out the top 5.
Attention.
In and out of turn number 3 right now. Kennedy stretching it on out. The Bumblebee sitting back to the 2 spot. That was cool, Jasper. All the way back to the line. Line choice out of Kennedy. All the way back home. Going to stretch it on out. Followed up by Deal and Watson round out the top 3. 17 experts. 40's a motor number. Got Tollfree, Madden, Kelly, Blake, and Velasquez. Pretty good shot out of Tollfree, but it's all Sugar Sean Madden out of the middle of the field. Going to try to hold him off for the rest of the track now. Tollfree going to pull right up alongside into turn number 2. Madden a little bit of air. Tollfree a little bit of air. Madden going to slam that door shut. A little bit of elbow love. Tollfree got a little bit of work to do now. In and out of turn number 3. Got Blake and Velasquez running back to the 3-4. Tollfree a little far back. Let's see if he can make something happen all the way to the stripe. Not quite going to have enough on a Friday. Going to go Madden, Tollfree, and Blake. 1, 2, and 3. 41's the motor number now. 26, 35-year-old experts. Got Scheider, Nash, and Freaky Fast McCann. Got Freaky Fast with a whole shot in and out of turn number 1, leading him all the way back down. Got Scheider pulling right up alongside. Foot came off the pedal. Oh my goodness. Kids, this is why we teach you bike skill. He's on flats and had a foot
Attention.
blow off and knew exactly how to save
Okay,
it.
Random.
Going probably excess of 30 miles an hour. All the way back home on this one, going to go Freaky Fast McCann for the ones on the night and the overall win. Darren Nash going to get the twos. Jordan Scheiderick with the save of the night, going to come home for the overall 3. 42's the motor number. 36 40-year-old experts. God, Downtown Brown, Nick Novotny, and McLovin, Jeremy Carroll. God, Downtown Brown and Nick Novotny out running 1 and 2 right now down the second straightaway. McLovin back to the 3 spot. Andrew, I felt that case. Heard that one too. In and out of turn number 3 right now. Still got Downtown Brown leading them on back. Got Novotny and Carroll back to the 2-3. All the way back home. That's how it's going to roll. Downtown Brown going to come home for the 1 spot. Not total points. What you see is what you get. Followed up by Novotny and Carroll. That'll do it for a Friday night racing out here at Blue Springs BMX. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. We'll